because it's not enough of us to go, oh, how we represented. It's just, well, at least we're being represented. I haven't got to that point yet.
A lot of people think that there is no feminist movement whatsoever in China.
I get very annoyed often when people talk about India, because it's this funny bind where somebody in America will talk about how oppressed Indian women are and how terrible it is, and everything they're saying is true, but it's only part of the truth.
What people normally get wrong, I think, about the feminist movement in Germany is that it's without a sense of humor or irony, but then that's what they always get wrong about Germans in general, not just about the feminist movement in Germany.
So I guess the things that I think that people get wrong about Indigenous culture and being a young Indigenous woman is that, number one, we're all alike, and that kind of plays into both the race and gender narrative of us being, a culture of people that are kind of frozen in history, and because we don't see a lot of Indigenous people represented in modern day media and contemporary stories and whatnot, we become kind of mystified, and because of that, it's really hard for people to see us in a modern day context.
They don't see Indian women for everything that they are. Yes, we have tough times and bad things happen, but Indian women, for my money, are the toughest women I've ever met. We're completely resilient. We have always been feminists. We have always fought, always banded together, and people don't see that.
The movement that I write about in Betraying Big Brother is very new. This young group of women who are really independently organizing around feminism, independent of the Communist Party. And so it's a new phenomenon. A lot of people are surprised that they exist.
If I just see an Indigenous person in the media, I'm like, oh my God, like before me and my girlfriend, we just up in the hotel room and we saw the ad, some Telstra ad, and there was an Aboriginal guy in the background, and I was like, yo, we paused it was this huge big deal.
Key for our feminist movement is that we do not fall into the trap of being instrumentalized by Islamophobic, racist movements who want to claim, a feminist agenda only for racist purposes. So I think that is, at the moment, that is what is key, what we have to fight for to make sure that there can be a feminist movement that does include, Muslim perspectives and does include Muslim feminist perspectives. So I think that's important.
What people in the West often get wrong is that they believe that they have taught us feminism, whereas the fact is Indian women were dressing up as soldiers and fighting wars hundreds of years before there were any suffragettes. Suffragettes. How's that?